Hi everyone, it's Julie. Welcome to my story time. So for this week's book, I chose a new book. I love this, kind of sticking with the Halloween theme from last week. It's entitled Monster Trouble, and it's written by Lane Fredrickson and illustrated by Michael Robertson. Now, this book is about monsters, and it is about trouble. But these aren't scary monsters at all. They cause some other kind of trouble for this little girl right here named Winifred Schnitzel. So let's find out what happens in this very fun book. Winifred Schnitzel was never afraid, not of monsters or ghouls, or the noises they made. She loved scary movies and werewolves and thunder and peg-legged pirates who bury their plunder. Still, Winifred's bedtime was hardly spook-free. The neighborhood monsters would not let her be. Each night they'd show up and attempt to be scary. Some would growl, some would belch, some were slimy, some were hairy. But all of their monsterly mayhem was moot because Winifred Schnitzel thought monsters were cute. Still, night after night, all these monsters kept creeping into Winifred's room, interrupting her sleeping. Oh no. Too tired for math, too exhausted for fun, she finally decided these monsters are done. She ordered a book titled Monsters Beware and constructed the sticky string small monster snare. Look at that sticky string. Do you think it's going to catch some small monsters? Let's see what happens. But that night, the big monsters all showed up first. The sticky string snare got so stretched that it burst. There were monsters on bedposts and stuck to the wall. They made slingshots from string. They were having a ball. Oh, Winifred sighed. They were louder than ever. She knew that she needed to try something clever. So she brought in some stinky old Limburger cheese. The label said, "Caution, makes big monsters sneeze." Have you ever heard of Limburger cheese? It smells really strong, and she didn't think they would like it. But guess what they did? The monsters just called up the Goblin Street Deli. They ordered in bagels and fish eyeball jelly. Have you ever heard of fish eyeball jelly? Me neither. This book makes me giggle. But Winifred barely got through the next day. She dozed off in art class and snoozed through ballet. She decided, that's it, I've got to get tough. She was tired of monsters. Enough was enough. So she built every spook trap in Monsters Beware and one of her own called the Prickly Bum Chair. Look at all of those traps she built. And that chair sure doesn't look like a monster would like it. You know what happens? Poor Winifred yawned. She was so very sleepy. She was starting to look a bit spookishly creepy. When the monsters showed up with their howling and roaring, Winifred Schnitzel was already snoring. Have you ever felt just so tired that you couldn't stay awake? I have. And that's how she feels because they keep keeping her up at night. She was dreaming of puppies when a monster went hiss. She reached out and grabbed it and gave it a big, sleepy kiss. What do you think they're going to think of that? What do their faces tell you? The monsters yelled, "Yuck!" All the others were heaving. One gagged, and a big monster shouted, "I'm leaving." Winifred knew that despite their uniqueness, she discovered that monsters have one silly weakness. And what is that weakness? So she puckered and pouted and kissed them all good. These monsters screamed, running as fast as they could. Now Winifred sleeps very soundly at night. In the daytime, she's happy and perky and bright. But sometimes she finds that a monster's crept in right around bedtime with a monsterly grin. She ignores all the growling and roaring and hissing, since the one thing that all monsters hate most is kissing. Oh, Winifred is fun. The end. I love this book. It's just a cute, fun book. And I know that sometimes we might think, ooh, monsters, they could be scary. But no, just think about that monsters don't like kissing. It's a very fun book. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next week.